Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out my video. I recently purchased a Bullgear insert for the Krytac box magazine for the LMG. And I just wanted to document some of the installation and the mods that I did. I wasn't able to find any other videos or like tutorials of how to do it, so I thought maybe it could help some other people. It is on pre-order. I had ordered this probably a good 9-10 months ago when I first saw it. Some of the positives for here, by getting out some of these extra things and getting rid of this flap, you can really increase it quite a bit of capacity. The mechanism does seem to be high quality. It's a pressure type feed, so as soon as you just flip the switch on the bottom here, it's ready to go. You don't have any wires, any like pressure pads to hit. So so far so good. So I just want to document a little bit of this build and hope you enjoy, and hopefully you find it helpful. Okay, just want to show a little video of modifying a stock Krytac LMG box mag. I'm going to be gutting some of the internals and replacing with a Bullgear insert. This is one of their new models, so I just want to show you how that is. I just started here taking apart some of the pieces that went in here. There wasn't anything wrong with it, but I just wanted to upgrade it because it's going to give a bigger capacity and better feeding mechanism. So there was 3 of these little spots right here, and it's just a little Phillips screw that just connects to that. And then after there's 3 spots, 1 here, and then there's 2 on the bottom, and then this piece just slides out. Okay, next, after taking out, there's 6 of these small little guys that sit up in here for each of these screws, and then you take out the one obviously in the bottom, and then this whole mechanism will be able to slide right out. And you're gonna have to do some modification on that, and I'll show that in a little bit. All right, next, these little pins that were just glued in there. There's one here, and one up here that provided a spot for it to. They were in there pretty tight, but they're glued in there. So just get a screwdriver and you can pop them out. The next step was to remove this little, this divider that was in here. A little bit of a pain. I used a hacksaw blade just to kind of shimmy down here, and then the same thing over on this side. And then I dremeled kind of in between. I think I got it pretty good. I'll clean it up a little bit, but that's essentially what you kind of have to do right there for the insert to slide in. One thing I just wanted to point out is you're going to have to notch this down almost flush in this area right in here. The back part of the wall wants to sit flush on here, and I found that if I kept it level like this one is, match it with there, it didn't get pushed far enough down into it. So you have to grind away a little bit more of that. Okay, just a couple other spots that I wanted to take out. There was this spot right here. I took this out. Then there was also a piece that that was up here. I'm going to use this as the fill spot. So when the cover's on, you can just open up this, pour the BBs in, they go down here, and fill up the void that way. So I don't have to take off the cover, don't go through the mag top or anything. So this is what I want to do. So there's this piece that kind of blocks that, so I opted to do that. You might not want to do it if you have a different application, but you still retain the big screw points, all around here in the center. So structurally, it's still pretty solid. This was probably the scariest part for me, believe it or not. I'm just trying to figure out where it could cut. So when this piece is on here, you need this. It's going to match up with that feed tube in there. The back end I just made level with right there. Just use a pair of snips and just cut right through it. The best thing I can say for this front end, you can see there's a little piece that's missing. I originally cut it right here. There's just this little bend that comes down right here. It's pretty much right where you want to be, right there, right when this little bend starts to match up to here. So I played on the safe side and just trimmed it right there, but I was able to go back probably about another 1/4 of an inch right there. And what you're going to see is then this piece is going to lock into the feeding mechanism right in there. So that's the how that assembles. So one thing that I did not know about this is that the feeding mechanism, I thought this was just an on and off switch like this one used to be before, but it's actually a it will keep whining until there's enough pressure. So I thought that was kind of strange, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me just clear these BBs out here. So this, turning it on, so I don't have enough BBs in there, but if it did, it would stop once there was enough pressure up in the top. This little mechanism here controls how fast it feeds, you know, the speed or the RPMs of the motor. It does seem to be pretty fast. I do have it all the way up, or it could turning that would turn it down, turning it clockwise. The kit did come with an extra like control board, so I guess that's a bonus. One thing I also noticed was that to get this clip in here, it's just a little 3D printed piece. I had to break the tabs off the rocker right here in order for allow this to come in. So I mean, it's pretty solid, but just a heads up on that. I couldn't figure out exactly how to get it in there. But then it's just the so I mean, it sounds like it's smooth. So I'll probably put it back together and start doing some testing. All right, guys, I have to admit I'm pretty impressed. So I just did some testing. I hooked it up. Reasonable rate of fire, maybe low 20s. Just my preliminary testing looks pretty good. So I just went through a whole bunch of, you know, probably good a couple hundred. But so I'm going to experiment with using this as my my feed port. You know, easy to get on and off. So I can't wait to try this in the field.